Great boys, how we doing? This is a video I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time. It's something we need to address as Newcastle fans because we haven't been in this situation for, 20 plus years? Yes, as seen by the title, it is purely on Champions League football. Which, is most Newcastle fans, I really do believe we will qualify. I mean, we've done absolutely exceptional this season. Have most of us expected it? No, not entirely, not myself. I would have been absolutely fine without finishing with with no European football, sorry. But we've got it and we will take it. Now, what I do want to address first is, as I've just spoke about, is expectations. No Newcastle fan would have come in this season expecting, genuinely expecting Champions League football. I think it asks way too much of the club. But we're talking about the Champions League, the most prized competition in club football. In my opinion, I think it's apart from the World Cup, it is the best football and competition in the world. And as we all know, so many top teams are in this competition currently, previously. Like the AC Milan teams that have been in the past years, the current Man City teams, the current and past Real Madrid teams, you get the gist of things. All these legends that have played in this beautiful sport. Here is what I think should happen when we get Champions League football, bearing in mind if we do. Number one, what we have to pick up on 100%, I think you'll know what I'm going to say, it is squad depth. Now, let's start from the back. Goalkeepers, I think we're absolutely sorted on. You know, we've got Pope, Dubravka, Gillespie if we even need to. Karius, we're sorted there. We don't need a goalkeeper whatsoever. Maybe in the next coming seasons because Pope is 30, but still 30 is, I'm not going to say young, but he's still got a long way to go for a goalkeeper. Left back, I think that's our most important position. Not so much squad depth because Target and Burn, you know, there's two good left backs there with Jamal Lewis as well, but it does need upgrading in sort of quality rather than squad depth. Centre backs, we've got Botman and Shaw. Botman, absolute key. He will be playing for this club for a long time. Same with Shaw. He goes very under the radar and he does exactly the same job. I mean, in my opinion, he's one of the most underrated players in the league, but he is getting on as well. So I wouldn't say replace him in the next 1-2 seasons, but he is getting on. That's all we need to take into consideration. Jamal Lascelles, club captain, I would keep him as well. Now, as for right backs, and bearing in mind, I didn't mention Matt Ritchie there. He can play left back, and we've seen him play right back a fair few times, but he gets up the pitch as well. So there we've got Ritchie. Trippier, of course, absolutely vital to this team. He's been getting better. It's a sticky one because he has been one of the most important players for this club. He is the reason why this takeover has sort of took off. He was the main man to first come in, and I wouldn't say statement signing, but he is this club's going places. I want to be part of this. And his performances have been absolutely class. I mean, he had a run where it was 5 or 6 games which were a bit iffy, his performances, but he's back to his best. He's crossing, he's free kick taking, that's dropped off a bit, but you can't blame him because he is getting on. Am I saying get rid of him? Absolutely not. He is our captain, you know what I mean? He's one of the most vital players, one of the first names on the team sheet. I'm not slating him whatsoever, but he did hit a run where it was 5 or 6 iffy performances from him. But like I say, his qualities, his set pieces, his crossing, absolutely crucial for the team. Now, you know I like to play with 2 centre mids and a deep line centre mid. In my opinion, that will always seem to be linked with centre mids. Well, you could call James Maddison a centre mid, then Ruben Neves, you know, Anana, I've even seen, who else? Declan Rice, players like this, Mason Mount, all these players. And I'm thinking, it's not more squad depth, it's upgrading because centre mid is definitely the most packed position. I mean, Joe Linton can play there, obviously Bruno, but he does sit back. Joe Willock, Elliot Anderson can drop in, which I don't really like him dropping in there. We've got Isaac Hayden on it one loan, a few more that can play there. So in my opinion, that's the most crowded place. Joe Willoquinho, obviously. But it would be more of an upgrade rather than squad depth. And Sean Longstaff, we've missed him so much. What's that? The last 2 games he hasn't played, Arsenal and Villa. We lost them both. Now, as for forwards, let's start on the left. Maxi can play there. Gordon, I know them 2 can swap, so this is just a bit of a variety. We'll do strikers as well. Isaac, Callum Wilson. Honestly, Isaac, what a player, man. One of the best players I've seen play for this club in my lifetime, along with the likes of Bruno, Trippier, etc. Murphy, and like I said, Elliot Anderson can also play there. Now, I'm just thinking, it's a sticky one with the strikers because Callum Wilson and Isaac is well more than we need for strikers. Because if we do bring one in, sorry that cut off there, if we do bring in a young promising striker, he's going to 1 game time. And I can't really see Callum Wilson fitting in that, even for cup competitions. I know the 2 are playing together. I don't know how well that's going to work out. But like you say, Isaac and Callum Wilson can be very injury prone. It's a sticky one because People are, getting ahead of themselves with Osimhen. We do not need Osimhen when we've got Isaac and Callum Wilson already. Like, if it was to be somewhere, it would be on the wings. But then again, Murphy's been absolutely quality. Yes, he's not the brightest name in football, but his ability of playing and his recent performances has been absolutely class. So in my opinion, a left back is absolutely crucial, especially with the amount of games we're going to be playing, competing in European competitions, domestically as well. I mean, Dan Burn isn't going to be playing day in, day out in these sort of competitions. He'll be absolutely knackered. As for right back, Trippier will be, we're starting right back for, I think, a few more seasons, but he is getting on, like I say, and he still is absolutely quality. Even Fresneda, I think that's how you say his first name. He's a player I've signed on Football Manager a lot of times, and he actually does look good in real life. He plays for his country at his youth level. He plays a Real Valladolid. I think that's how you say it. It might not be. I might have absolutely butchered that, but he's another young one. We've been linked with him before, but Arsenal, etc., teams like that have been linked with him, so it depends where he goes. In regards to centre mid, like I say, it'd be more of an upgrade rather than actually needing to, like, get squad depth in there. So, who? Declan Rice. I mean, but like I've said in previous videos, it would absolutely ruin the wage bill, and players would be like, if he's getting paid this, I want to get paid that. So it's a bit of a sticky one, but it can get all sorted out, especially for European competitions. Everyone will be wanting a wage rise. Right, moving away from squad depth, I'm going to get on how well I think we actually will perform. Bearing in mind, this will be very hard to predict considering we haven't got Champions League football yet. It's not confirmed. The groups haven't been confirmed, but this is our best shot. There's always seems to be a sort of weak link in the group stage. I mean, there's a win at home there for us. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because this is most of the teams very, very inexperienced in the Champions League. I mean, most of them have been there pre-Eddie Howe. It's going to be very hard going to European away games and actually getting something. Like, the experience just isn't there. But at home, we can turn up the atmosphere, everything. Teams this season like Copenhagen, Celtic, Victoria, Pilsen, Maccabi Haifa. I've absolutely butchered that again. But teams like that, it seems like an easy win at home. But like I say, don't consider it as an easy game. But you just think because of the opponent, you know what I mean? But like I say, one of the hardest things in football, this is why trebles and quadruples are so treasured. It's why it's such a hard thing to do, because the amount of games you're playing, the consistency, you need absolutely stable mentality. You need to be drilled so well, which our players are drilled very well, especially for when we're time wasting, our players like Arsenal, Man United, to do that for 90 minutes and set it out just how the manager has done it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. If we can go to these games, hold it off, maybe snatch a 1-0 win, whoever we get. I mean, if it's Real Madrid or something, that's going to be like climbing up Mount Everest, expecting something at Real Madrid from this stage. It depends who we get in the summer, but hold them off, bring them back to St. James, crowd, atmosphere, smash them. Bring back the Barcelona 3-2 days. This season, the 4 Premier League teams who entered the Champions League, which was Liverpool, Spurs, Man City and Chelsea, all topped the group, bar Liverpool, who comes second behind Napoli. Very strong team this season, mind. When you put it into perspective, some fans might think, well, if they're finishing below us, apart from Man City, of course, and we're finishing above them, then we should win with groups. Let me tell you, it's nothing like that. These teams have got experience in European football. It'll be absolutely new to it. To be honest, I wouldn't be bothered if we finish 4th. It's an experience. It's so that players can learn. Do I want to do well? Of course we do. But it's more of a learning curve, I would say, for these players, because most of them are very, very young. Please, fans, do not go out and expect to win it straight away, because that would just be, one of the best achievements in football. 20 years absence, go out and win it straight away. Please don't expect that. Going through second, I mean, that would be an absolutely incredible achievement. Do you know what I mean? Like, yet again, it depends who we're getting with group, but like I say, it'll be very, very hard. Now, on to one of the main topics. Do I think we will get Champions League football? I've said this on TikTok many times. I do believe we will get it. I said a couple of weeks ago it was cemented. Results have happened. Fixtures have changed. It is going to be much harder than I expected. That Brighton game at home, if we win that, that's 100% solidifying it. Brighton are such a strong team this season. If we can beat them, I do believe we will do it. Bearing in mind, Ellen Road is going to be a very hard place to go. The atmosphere they create is such a rowdy, feisty, hard place to go to. And we've seen us underperform there very many times. What was it, losing 5-2 in the COVID season? Now, as in regards to other teams, Manchester United were 3rd for a long time, and I did genuinely think they would have Champions League football. Do I think the same now? It's very, very close. It's 50-50 with them and Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool have just got that know-how of the Champions League. Them European nights at Anfield, the atmosphere there compared to a Premier League game is very different, let me tell you that. I went there when we lost 2-1. We're not going to talk about that Isaac decision, but the atmosphere from their fans, it wasn't great whatsoever. I'm genuinely not saying that, I'd be biased. I heard about 2 chances from them all game and that was it. If Liverpool do get Champions League football, they will excel much more than Manchester United, 100%. They've just got the know-how, the experience, the willpower, the ground, Anfield. I think that they've just got it all for European nights. But Manchester United have been absolutely incredible this season. I mean, the recent results have been not really Manchester United. I mean, some of the player performances, individual performances have been dropping off lately as well. Now, lastly, of course, I'm just a young fan. This is going to be my first experience of Champions League football, if we do get it. Just hearing that anthem will be absolutely astonishing. I mean, it'll bring goosebumps. Yeah, I'll probably cry. Do you know what I mean? It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for your club. Only 4 clubs in the world in your league can achieve that, and one of your clubs is doing it. When you're able to experience it, it'll be absolutely fantastic, honestly. The memories it'll create, do you know what it'll do for the club? It'll be absolutely class. Just to see your club competing in that competition, it'll be, oh, so many people have experienced it, bar me, bar fans my age, you know what I mean? So there you have it, lads. There's my thoughts on us if we do get Champions League football yet again. Cross your fingers, please. It'll be an absolutely astonishing achievement. What Eddie Howe's done in this season has been absolutely class. Yet again, we didn't expect it whatsoever. The results he's pulled off, do you know, the home crowd, everyone getting together. The city is alight right now. It's absolutely incredible. There we have it, boys. Do you think we'll get Champions League football? If we'll win the next 2 games, I think it is pretty cemented, to be fair. There we have it, boys. See you soon.